What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, admittedly, the rumor mill started to run away with itself in just a month or two ago when Scarlet Witch was at the forefront of all the Deadpool 3 rumors. First, it was that she was in the film. Then it was rumored that not only was she in the film, but tied to Magneto, Ian McKellen's daughter. Then it was the 838 would be under a total House of M reality. Well, it wasn't long after a lot of that stuff broke that industry insiders joined together to say that that was strictly false, that she wasn't even in the film at all. But there have been several other reports about several projects. One we covered just days ago in the Witches Road special tied to Agatha Coven of Chaos, even reports of her connection to Kang during Kang Dynasty that promise her return and at some point during the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's why if you saw them, you may have been a little confused of the headlines being generated in the last 24 hours stating that perhaps Elizabeth Olsen had somehow been fired from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and what they're actually talking about is a misconstrued quote from an interview just about a month ago. We're going to separate fact from fiction because there was some connotation with what she said, and she actually revealed quite a bit about her current status with Marvel and what it does mean for the future of the Scarlet Witch character. We'll then talk about what that means over the next couple of projects as they're setting up her inevitable return, considering right now that's not even guaranteed. We're going to break it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. Quick reminder, we do daily Marvel content at the channel. We have 3 PlayStation 5 giveaways lined up before the end of the year. Super simple to be entered to win. Just be a sub, leave a comment on this video, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so for full context here, this interview is about a month old at this point, from last month and July, and to be fair, right after these comments were made, she made some other comments at a Comic-Con or in a public interview on stage talking about wanting to explore the future of the X-Men part of Scarlet Witch. Those definitely overshadowed this. We're also in the middle of an actors and writers strike, so I'm not totally surprised some editorials again in the last 24 hours sort of revived this interview. We didn't cover it here at the channel and put a new spin, while it's overly dramatic, that perhaps she had been fired from the MCU. And to be fair, she started off by saying that she did not miss playing Wanda Maximoff when asked point blank, and went on to elaborate saying, quote, "I think it's been almost 10 years of playing her and I loved it, and I think the reason why I'm not calling Kevin Feige every day with ideas is because I'm really proud of what we were able to do." She then went on to say, quote, "If someone were to tell me that I'm fired from Marvel movies, I will feel proud of what we made, and I'm really just trying to figure out how to load up on other films and characters so it becomes less about the Marvel of it all." Now, quite honestly, guys, just because she said if someone were to tell me that I'm fired doesn't mean she was fired. That's how they're sort of twisting this. And to me, when I read this at face value, this confirms that she's still going to play the character in the future of the MCU, and she knows she is, because she's saying, how can I load up on other films and characters so it becomes less about the Marvel of it all, which again tells me at some point she's going to be back as Scarlet Witch. So if anything, she's not saying she's been fired, she's actually confirming in a roundabout way that she's going to be back. And also, because we know some of the projects that are setting up that return that we're going to talk about in just a second, Marvel is already working on her road back to the MCU, pun totally intended. But first, guys, I am so excited to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Skillshare. It's an online community of thousands of classes and members who come together to draw inspiration and take the next step in their creative journey. It's a place to be inspired, learn new skills, and put them to use in impactful ways. Now, guys, when I first started YouTube, I needed a ton of skills and all at once, and I had 1,000 questions about how to make thumbnails, use video editing software, even how to set up a microphone and do audio. Skillshare has classes in every single topic you can imagine, no matter what you're dreaming about to do creatively, maybe as a side hustle, maybe even as a new career. Skillshare has a class for you. I have learned so many skills over the last 4 years that you have seen me put to use right here on this YouTube channel. Where recently, the last class I took was in VFX. It was original VFX and After Effects. I hope to actually pair it with my band, but that's just one example, again, of the thousands of classes you can find. So no matter what you're dreaming about and doing creatively, Skillshare has the classes for you. And for the next 1,000 people who go ahead and sign up using the link down below, you're going to get the first month free. So no more excuses. What are you waiting for? Today is the day. You've always wanted to learn how to do something. Skillshare has the class that's going to go at your own pace and teach you the skill you're looking for. Go ahead and sign up again using the link, get 1 month free. thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Okay, so even though WandaVision has a straight spin-off in Agatha Coven of Chaos, it's pretty much confirmed at this point that that series is not going to have anything to do with the Scarlet Witch, or at least not directly with Elizabeth Olsen's character, more setting up the sorcerer side and the supernatural side of the MCU. But it's the special presentation, The Witch's Road, that's been corroborated by multiple industry insiders, and if you missed our full breakdown of that, I'll make sure to link it at the end of this video and leave a link down in the description, because we go over what The Witch's Road is in full from the comics. I also explain how this ties in and what's going on with Aubrey Plaza's character, so if you need a much more in-depth breakdown of this, you can just click over. However, the quick sum up is that ultimately this is a Scarlet Witch story, so it'd be real odd to do A Witch's Road and not have it anything to do with the Scarlet Witch. Now, it's reported she won't actually have a cameo in the series, that or Agatha Coven of Chaos, and we definitely won't be seeing her in Deadpool 3 either, which is what led to the ambiguity in her statements. She doesn't know when she's returning to the MCU, likely she hasn't been told, but also it doesn't mean that she's quitting, and Marvel is actively working on her way back, which, lightest of spoiler warnings if you want to go into the unknown not knowing, but as we talk about during that video, it's sort of been implied by industry insiders that by the end of The Witch's Road, it'll confirm that that's where Wanda actually is, and in a dormant state since what happened on Wundagore Mountain at the end of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So she's not quite dead, and the door is open for her to return. And as Kevin Feige has said, I think 2 out of the last 3 or 4 times he's talked about Elizabeth Olsen and Scarlet Witch's future, there are still plenty of stories to tell with her character, and especially as we now head into the mutant saga, which will be the next phase. She's one of the characters I actually would suspect will stick around even if there is a soft reboot at the end of the multiverse saga, because again, there are plenty of stories from publishing to tell with her character, plenty of very interesting stuff, and she's got a future with Doctor Doom as well. It's not just the X-Men. If they ever decide to do Doom, she's got plenty of stories tied to him. They can do so much with her character. Elizabeth Olsen is not the actor that they need to reboot. I think it's specifically some of these others, and she hasn't even had her own solo film, which sort of feels like at this point, given who's gotten one, and now that she's had her own TV show, she would be in line to get one. But guys, let me know all your thoughts down below, where you'd like to see her show up, and if you also suspect heavily that this quote was implying she is coming back, which we will see her by the end, especially in Secret Wars. Let me know all your thoughts down below. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s. We've got 3 giveaways at least before the end of the year, as well as some other prizes. If you want to be entered to win, super simple. All the same rules will always apply here at the channel. All you got to do is be a subscriber, so hit the sub button, leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name is Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, with original music under the name All Fires. And I know some of you have mentioned that my voice, like in the last 3 or 4 days, has sounded a bit raspy, or I've sounded a bit tired or drained. I do apologize. I have been doing tons of vocals for my follow-up record. I am singing so many hours a day. It's honestly worse than any singing voice I've ever had on tour. So the fact that I'm actually able to get through these videos right now is a miracle. So I do apologize. I'm going to give my voice some rest over the weekend. Should be back to go full force by Monday. In the meantime, sorry for the raspiness. And again, if you haven't checked out my music yet, which a lot of you have and have been totally supportive, and I can't thank you enough, All Fires on all platforms. Check it out. I mean, you might as well. Even if you don't like it, you just checking it out supports me, because it pushes it in the algorithm to the people who do want to hear that. And if you're morbidly curious, it's a great way to support me anyway, just by playing it, even if it's not for you, which I understand. People have really different music tastes, so I won't be offended if it's not your thing. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.